Hello, and welcome back. This is episode 3 of Arc 3 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 9 Tohr-Kreen fighter.
I'm Andrew Ovredahl, and I play the human Warlock Flute, a.K.A. the Windrider.
I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 9 Moonboy.
I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly, I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
In just a few moments, we are going to play some 5e Spelljammer-inspired Dungeons & Dragons. But first, I wanted to remind you that if you love the show and if you want to see us continue to improve and grow, please consider becoming a patron. We've got lots of great perks, including a monthly D&D game set in the Better Than Heroes universe on our homegrown planet of Firma Regna. We also have some cool things coming up this week that Aaron's gonna... Aaron, you're on the spot! Andrew's gonna tell you
What am I doing? I'll do
We
it.
do have some cool announcements. If you haven't noticed, we've been playing the game that I created called Duster every Thursday. On the stream, we have part 2 of the adventure from last week, this Thursday, with our own Jordan Dahl and Dylan
It's so brutal.
Yeah, we'll see if they just die of thirst or something.
It's so brutal. We are moments. So we literally in the first game we had to Google, can you drink blood to get hydrated?
Yeah. Well, we Googled all the things you can drink, and it turns out, nah, just water.
Game 1.
Not pee, not blood.
My character has a broken head from Jump Street. You got to get in and see what's happening. It's honestly, it's very brutal. But one of the first things I said was like, I would watch this movie so hard.
It's a bunch of fun, and we're just showing it off every Thursday on this stream. So check it out on Thursdays, and then also on Thursday earlier in the day, the Dungeon is back. Special episode of the Dungeon with our pal Brennan Lee Mulligan from Dimension 20.
What?
Can't wait to pick his very talented brain about running games. So check that out. I believe we're going to be at our normal time, 4:30 Pacific. Hopefully, because I just
It's 4 Pacific this time.
4
There's a special time.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 Pacific.
Yeah.
So yeah, Big Thursday.
Big Thursday.
Before we get started here, first, our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. You can hear him on the keys. It is directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions.
Moon.
And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So hit follow, hit subscribe. We appreciate all the support that you can give us. And now for last week's recap.
Last time on Better Than Heroes, aboard the Dinger, docked at the Cove of Bones on the planet Garden, the crew awoke to find Flute Whimteaser cursed with sleeplessness by the eye-tyrant Space Baron Captain Thorturis Argus Powerface, insulted by the Dinger's failure to arrive promptly at his aberrant crime mansion. Powerface had vowed to withhold sleep from Flute until the party made good on their pledge to come and work for him. After K.A.I examined Flute, Moonboy used his moon plants to make a moon serum and restored Flute's ability to sleep. Flute promptly crashed out like a rave-ravaged teenager. The rest of the party went to speak to the ship's sentient helm, Dinghom-Nidris, in search of ways to shield their dreams from Powerface. Moonboy attuned to the Synapse Helm, merging his mind with the near-infinite multitudes of Dinghom-Nidris' astral consciousness. There, he extracted the memory of an amulet of non-detection from a dwarven entity he perceived as his father. Though his psyche was barely saved from being permanently imprinted upon by the power of the Synapse Helm, Moonboy emerged safely to find that the amulet he had seen had been made real. With the party having secured countermeasures to Powerface's divination, Klik went off and found the green teen Gluck, who had brought her the news of disturbing happenings in their homeland of Jadurian. He was shit-faced in the park. Klik attempted to persuade him to return home to help their clutch, and eventually found the words to convince him, and perhaps herself as well. So, we are going to the Buglands. Who or what would dare steal the sacred psychic energies of the Kreen? How would Powerface react to suffering a second slight at the hand of the Dinger's impudent crew? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
For sure. All right, here we come.
But yes.
All right, here we are. Hi, hello. So we find the crew of the Dinger here deeper in the planet of Garden. This archipelago of small planets that make up this large planet, all connected by this dense, interwoven combination of roots and vines, this plant growth that holds together it's not hodgepodge because it's not built, but this very bramble patch style planet that you all are going deeper into to find Klik's planet. And you all have left the Cove of the Bones. You said goodbye to what is now named the Cove, and gone into the wilderness of this pieced together planet. And the first thing that this new member of your ship does, Gluck, is point you in the direction. Kind of whir and weave you around this magical ship that you all are on. After talking to Cobble the Kobold, the navigator, of getting you into the planet. There's lots and lots of entry points as you can pretty much move through this thing in a lot of different dimensional directions. And so yeah, he clearly knows where he's going a bit and has gotten you inside of the planet. Kind of like, we want to go deeper. This is a good place to start. He's, pointing you all in that direction. So your ship, you all can be out on the deck here with him. Cobble is out here. Goat, your Goliath bosun, is out, just kind of like keeping an eye on Gluck as he's pointing this direction and that. The halfling gunner Relic is up there strapped on, just kind of like looking a little trigger happy as you all can see all of these different bits of earth and vine and root are pretty close around you. But you seem to be going through this tunnel fairly easily. The ship can't go fast, but it can move through this space. Let's call it a tunnel of sort, as you're going deeper into Garden. So I will leave it to you all in this scene as Gluck is currently pointing the way.
Klik will approach K.A.I as she can feel them starting to get closer to her planet and say, I'm a little worried about my Chatkcha.
What about it? Oh, right. Because you didn't make it?
Well, when it was given to me, I promised that I would kill the one who took it from me.
Kill the one who took it from you.
And, I'm returning home to try and save my people, and yet I've sworn to kill one. I don't know what to do. Do I get rid of it? Can we decurse it? Is it just a promise I made? I don't know.
I didn't see that Council of Kreen do any kind of a spell to bind you to that promise. I don't know if such a thing is common, but I mean, it seemed to me just like you were making a pact, not necessarily a magically binding pact.
Well,
Who, if I may ask, is the one who took it from you?
well, it was my home council when I was banished. The council of leaders sent me away and stripped me of, my honor and right as a Kreen to our clutch. None of them specifically. It seemed the law itself required it. I suppose if it was tethered to one specific person, then it would be to our chieftain. But I don't. I'm starting to be concerned. I mean, even returning home with some other Kreen's Chatkcha is an act of strangeness and dishonor. It's bizarre. Plus, it's so ugly.
Well, we could probably work on that a little bit, but
No.
there are much stranger things out here than a Kreen with a hand-me-down tchotchka. What
The
if...
point is, it's not from my clutch. It's a stranger's.
I understand.
You're tethered to
What?
some other clutch and lineage. It's just a weapon, which they won't understand.
Well, pardon me if this idea is somehow insulting, but what if the agreement isn't so much a literal one, it's a figurative one? You, at one time, were banished from your homeland, accused of cowardice, determined never to return. And
yet.
what does it mean about your old self if you're here? You're on your way there. Perhaps the one who took it from you is dead.
Perhaps it was my old self that didn't have the courage to wield a Chatkcha that is gone. After all.
I can't make the decision, but as something of a fly on the wall.
Hopefully the Chatkcha that doesn't make the decision for me. She still kind of tucks it away under her cloak and out of sight.
Okay, hell yeah, I love that. Moonboy and Flute, what are you all doing?
Where would I find Moonboy at this moment?
Moonboy is setting up down in the sleeping quarters. He's setting up kind of an area where everybody can kind of have a big camp out and sleep in the shade of this non-detection amulet. So those of us who require sleep should be, and he's trying to let everyone know. He's like, these are the new sleep rules. There's a big crazy meatball who wants into everybody's dreams, and if you don't like the sound of that, then sleep here. Okay? All right.
Yeah, I think having been personally affected by that, I'm helping out for sure. Whatever low grade tasks I can do that seem like that they're important.
Yeah, he's kind of set his barrel in the middle of everything, and he's set people's beds around it, and he's gonna presumably sleep in the barrel with the amulet, and everybody else will be kind of in the shelter of said spell.
Do you think we could get Cobble to sleep in here with us?
Well, I suppose, if there's one thing that Gobble's always listened to, it's the threat of a sleep monster.
That's true, she says as she pokes her head out of one of the hammocks that's above you all.
God.
Protection is like, my favorite food. I love to gobble up any protection that I can, as I am mortified of my own death, and you all are good at preventing that. So, I'm just happy to be here, she says, great work, Moonboy. I'm very excited about this amulet that will keep a meatball monster from eating my dreams that you all have set on us.
Thank you.
So,
Well, it's
yeah.
not actually a meatball. It's a beholder, and I shouldn't trivialize it by calling it a meatball. It is a big scary monster, and we should all be aware of that. And I've seen it, and poor Flute, he got a part of his personage devoured by it. He couldn't sleep.
Great. I have a new fear to add to my list. Having
Add it to
a
the
beholder eat my personage through my
I'm
sleep.
serious.
So yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Moonboy here can cure it. He's got magic that would
I can.
help you
I
out.
could, but it's like a one-a-day thing, and it almost feels like, should we maybe reach out to Powderface?
Like Cobble corrects you, like power face. She says, like, and you could tell she, like her wheels have started clicking, and she's getting everything like in
Right.
order.
Powerade.
Powerface.
Powerade.
No, good. If you don't piss him off, she says, like, she's like, I'm sorry. She says to the sky.
Are we even safe to talk about him? Does this amulet protect us from that?
I have no idea.
Probably not, but you know, if he's trying to make friends, he's not doing a very good job. I'll say that, which is why I'm wondering: is there a safe alternative? I don't want to make him angrier. You know, we're already in so many wars.
I was excited to work for him, but not anymore. I hope I never see him.
Should we reach out? Should we say, hey, listen here. We still want to work for you, but cut it out.
It's a good question. I don't know if we're poking the bear or not. For me personally, I would be afraid to talk to him. But you know, you all brought this wolf into our den, so you probably know best about how to get it out. I hope that is true.
If there are any wolves on board, they should sleep in the bubble as well, because I don't know if he can get into the mind of dogs or anything, so...
Malzor, the very dirty halfling, he's dirty because he's covered in like plant matter and potting soil, comes in, and he's trimmed a small, very tiny, like potted hedge in the shape of a wolf, and he's like, Moonboy, what are we naming this one?
This is Trevor the Fourth.
Tregor the Fourth? Got it. Okay. I was just curious, because you usually do the naming. I don't do much naming. That's
Yes,
helpful
that's fine.
to me.
And it can
Okay.
sleep in the dome, and as will you, but shower up, because you stink. You smell like hockey pads, and
Oh, I switched my cologne.
I know. It's
Kai will emerge from the hallway and be like, Malzor, the time has come for you to bathe.
Oh,
It can't be put off anymore.
I
This is a
survived.
shared space.
I survived being possessed by a ghost for hundreds of years, and you guys won't even let me stink up the joint a little bit. I can't. I hate showering.
We're glad to have you here. Your extra set of hands and your skill with growing the plants is peerless. But it
You are
stinks,
also a set of very stinky feet.
and it hurts the eyes. Kai can't even smell, and
I can't.
He knows.
All right.
And
well,
well, I can see compounds that exist
Sense.
upon you which are mind-boggling. They are confounding to the laws of nature and morality.
oh yeah, I did notice a fungus growing. He says.
Don't
he
point
looks-
it at us.
I was gonna ask you to name that one too, but if yeah.
Trevor,
Trevor,
Nine.
got it. Trevor 9, got it. You hear that, Trevor 9? He says, and kind of like grumbles out. He's like, okay, give me a whack at it first, Kai, and then if it's not up to your standards, you can hose me down.
I'm kind of hoping that
Exactly.
Malzor becomes a circle of spores druid, and this is how.
I'm thinking. I mean, look at him. I think he'll clean up great. Look at him. Slick that hair back. You'll have a real dad at someone's destination wedding vibe going on.
He's like, yeah, I'll slick my hair back, he says, and takes his fingers and puts his eyelashes like straight up, and they kind of just stay perking up too.
Oh God! Somehow his nose hair is connected to the eyelashes.
Okay.
Some kind of nose-eye secondary mustache.
It would be fascinating if it wasn't terrifying.
It's a new hair growth pattern.
Trim up as well, probably.
Yeah, all right, I'll go give it a whack, he says.
No, I think you already did that, and I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and clean up the filthy halfling.
Oh God! Oh, you got me! I was lying. I wasn't gonna wash anything. Oh,
I know that.
Trevor, no! He says. The fungus washes off of him.
I'm imagining a real Dr. Seuss scenario. Lots of clamps on the ends of tentacles and things.
Yeah.
Your prestidigitation, is that what you're talking about? How it's like all of these hoses come out of
Yeah.
yeah.
Just a human car wash.
Yeah, exactly. I turn into a car wash.
It's like a hug, but it's just all of these cleaning materials.
Crawling from the front of his body to the back. You are now clean.
You have been fully cleansed.
Cool. All right. Well, you hear a small commotion up aboard right after Malzor gets clean. He comes out and he just looks like 10 years younger almost too. He's just like sleek and slick, and he's like, but he looks a little dazed, and he goes, I need to take a nap, and he crawls into one of the barrels, and you hear a small commotion up aboard, and Klik, you would immediately recognize it as yelling in Kreen. This Gluck is kind of like seems to be angry.
Okay, yeah, I'll come see what this is about.
If you run up there, you see him trying to, with all four of his insect arms, like even the little smaller ones, he's trying to lift Relic out of the gunner chair, and it's just speaking to him in Kreen, and Relic is like, I don't know, get off of me, no, and he but he can't do much to resist. He's like, except that he is buckled in. He does have like a leather strap on him that he seems to be holding on to maintain his spot there. And he's like, guys, he's attacking me. He's turning on us.
Can we all hear this?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll tentatively
What's-
head up.
what's going on? He feels safer in his booster seat.
Gluck looks around at you, Klik and Sissy Creed. He won't. He keeps not listening to me when I tell him where to point and shoot to see if it's something bad, and he won't shoot. He wants to save them. He won't listen to me. We should be shooting ballistas into the walls and make sure there's not anything in there that's gonna pounce on us.
You seem very nervous. Is there anything I should know about?
Oh yeah, you live here. There are lots of things you should know about that could jump there are lots of things here that you should know about that could jump out at us at any time. He says,
Like what?
Of course, but Relic isn't gonna hit him, so.
He still appears to be extremely intoxicated.
No, he's just nervous. The garden when it's this dense can be unpredictable.
Oh.
Yeah. You would know that kind of like a lot of these denser areas, exactly like you said, are provide camouflage to a lot of different things, which is good for people who want to move in undetected. And in more populated areas, it's kind of pushed back. Clearings are made so that visibility is more to your advantage in protecting you. But
man,
yeah.
You said camouflage, and I just can't let it go. Because the idea of camouflage is very funny.
Oh man. I want to make an item now that just only makes you look like a camel.
Makes you
like
look like a camel.
Yeah, that's
Truly.
it's the outfit
fit two
with
people in it.
two people and a camel. That's camouflage.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up if you touch it at all, but it looks like a camel. Yeah. Good. Done. Cannon.
What sorts of things live in these walls?
I mean, there's all sorts of goblins just running around doing nuisances. There are, infinity vines. You never know which one of these vines is just going to be something that starts wrapping up your ship. And there's, giant frogs. There's shambling mounds. There's packs of shambling mounds. All sorts of things.
I'm gonna look at Klik,
People,
kind
which
of
are
like,
worse.
is this true?
Yeah, but we're ready for anything. We've been through worse than garden.
Packs of shambling mounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is a shambling mound? I mean, I guess
Do I
it's
know
sort
what a
of
shambling mound is?
self-explanatory. I
You
guess it is a mound that shambles.
Klik, you can roll with advantage since you're in home turf here, and K.A.I, you can roll a history check as well. Andrew, why don't you go ahead and do it too? Flute can do it too since you brought it up.
All right. I pretended like I knew, and I realized that maybe I don't.
Dirty 20.
All right. You know that they are boggish plant matter that gets electricity sent into it, and it becomes a living thing. Kind of resembles a bunch of muscle being activated and has like a level of sentience that is only there to consume and make it bigger and bigger. And you're used to these. You know that they're kind of like a wolf pack almost, but they're bigger and a little nastier.
Muscle bogs. Got it. They're just nasty. We'll stay away from them. It's
Yeah.
Yes, and
not
Gluck
worried
is
about
like, I will shoot them with the thing, when the ballista shooter. And he still, and Relic just holding it as tight as he can. He's like, no, I'm the gunner. I'm the gunner.
Gluck
I'm
a
the gunner.
turn.
yeah. Relic, maybe you could learn something from Gluck.
You could sit on his lap.
He's a trained warrior. He's very good.
I don't, but I do this. This is my job on the ship, he says, holding on tightly to it.
What if we have a simple contest to judge who is the better aim? I mean, it is true. I would not want to give up your seat as gunner, even temporarily, to someone who's not any better than you, but that seems unlikely.
He looks at you with full fear in his eyes of this presentation of having to use his skill to prove his worth, and he's like, and I would love you to roll a persuasion or intimidation check if you would like.
Okay.
Yeah. Klik, if you want to roll one as well, you're welcome to, because you also
Holy shit.
brought it up.
21.
Oh,
19 plus 2.
All right.
big 3.
I got a 9, so he's like, okay, absolutely. And he says, pulling up as much confidence as he can possibly muster, and he pushes his blue, like, greasy hair aside, and he loads it up, and he's like, Gluck
Can we place
drops
bets?
him.
Can we place bets first?
Absolutely,
Prowess
yeah.
cannot be bet against.
I have 10 gold on Gluck.
Well, who's gonna bet on Relic?
Goat steps up here and goes, I'll bet on Relic. I'll bet 10 gold pieces on Relic.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Deal, she says, and puts out her huge hand.
I give my very small hand a shake.
Yeah, she takes it with 2 fingers.
Moonboy puts his hand on both of them and he says, I don't have any money, but I don't think Relic can do it.
Okay. Cool, yeah, and Relic wipes sweat from his brow, and he goes, somebody throw something.
Goat, could we throw a barrel? Do we have anything we don't need?
I've got a couple of old plates.
Yeah, I need my barrels. She said, please don't throw my barrels. The plates, yeah. She said, give me one of the barrels. Yeah, K.A.I, you throw one of the barrels.
I'll throw
yeah,
one of the barrels.
No. Actually, you know what? You just throw the barrel. I said it wrong, and it's funnier. Just do it, please.
I'm gonna grab a few plates,
Okay,
and
cool.
we'll use those.
All right, great. Throw the plate.
All right. Who should throw the plate? Who's got the best arm? Probably you, Klik.
Yeah. Okay. I will take a plate.
Klik throws plates all day.
You're
Like a
right.
subclass.
I am proficient in plates.
Okay,
Whipping.
good. Just for fun here, Klik. Are you being even here? Are you trying to give anyone an advantage? Are you trying to throw
Yeah.
this poorly? Okay, you're playing
No,
fair.
no. She's absolutely. If we're judging prowess, we're even, Steven.
All right, great. Throw that plate. Give me a D20 roll. I just want you to do a strength check.
Just straight.
Yep.
Strength check. Wow,
Yep.
I rolled so badly. 10.
All right, cool.
I have a +8 modifier.
All right.
Karam's off Relic's head. Ba-ding!
It was a strength check. It wasn't a dex.
What did we say today was going to be a good day?
Yes, you established
Oh,
that already.
in that
yeah.
case, a beam of moonlight appears out of nowhere and bumps it into a 14.
Okay, cool. I'm making that the DC to what he has to is for him
Okay.
to hit this. So there's
Okay.
you throw it out and you just kind of are like getting used to a little bit, and you lob it out in
Oh,
front of
shit,
there.
I shouldn't have done
and
that.
when you throw it, there's just a gleam of moonlight that shines off of it, that kind of gets in Relic's eye just a little bit. Very nice, Jason. And Relic is gonna get a 17 to hit this. So he booms it through the plate. And now it's gonna be, it's like he goes woo, and even he like looks around like,
Yeah, I'm like,
I hit it.
are we being hustled by Relic all this time?
No, he's incredible. Did you see that? That's the best I've ever seen anyone do. Great job.
Maybe he just really hates plates. He hasn't hit an enemy.
He hates these
I'm
cans.
gonna pat Gluck on the shoulder, pat his carapace a few times, and be like, "Don't worry, you've got this." And I'm giving him bardic inspiration, 1d8.
There's the cheater.
Nasty.
Flute, can you roll a? Are you hiding this from Relic?
Yeah, I'm certainly not. The way bardic inspiration works, it's sort of like an amorphous thing where it's like inspiring words or music, and the effect is like you could just do it flavor-wise as a character, or it actually gives the character something. But yes, I will say I certainly don't want Relic to, or any of my companions to know that I'm cheating. I bet.
Roll a stealth check here.
Stealth or
as-
deception? Okay, stealth.
Yeah, stealth, because you were trying to hide that you are doing this magical effect here, and Relic has had this cast on him before, so.
I got a 15.
All right, great. And Gluck gets up in the ballista there, and Klik, could you roll a d20 and tell me what you get? And if you want to cheat
He's gotta,
either way,
he's gotta
let me
pull
know.
the seat all the way back.
Oh yeah, it looks hilarious. He's like
Dude,
a little too big for it. Yeah.
So he's got a like a spin bike, just.
In fact, he uses his tiny arms for it. Yeah.
Well, I rolled another 2, so that is that is a 10.
Now,
Wow.
you see Klik so fairly, so justly lob the plate out.
I
in
told you, even
exactly the
Steven.
same
I told you, even.
I feel like Klik could throw plates farther than this.
Yeah.
She's just underhand granny tossing.
Okay. Great. He succeeded. As he turns and whips it around and it just smashes the plate, and he too looks surprised because it maybe seems like he hasn't shot one of these a ton before, but he's like, yeah, I got it. And he goes, go throw another one. We're both 1-1, so just throw another one here. Set that DC.
You both looked surprised, which doesn't bode super well.
Okay. This one's a 22.
All right, great.
Jesus.
Yeah, this one he misses, and Andrew, I want to have you roll the Bardic Inspiration for him if you could.
Oh, okay.
He's going to use the Bardic Inspiration as you. Yeah, Klik. You just chuck this one out there.
Oh, bad. 1.
Okay, cool. And with that farther throw, he's trying to judge it at the trajectory of it, and it flies by, and Relic's like, "Whoo, whoo!"
Now you can throw the plates for a Klik now. Just now when the...
Look, they needed a challenge.
You
Ups
see
the level
you
by
see
12.
Gluck shaking his head and puts both his hands on his head. He's like, he even looks at you, Flute. Is like, "Ah." He like clicks at you, and it's just like, he's frustrated.
I don't know what he's saying.
And then Relic, just maybe the most hype you've ever seen him. And it's like, all right. And he gets himself back in the gun seat, and he tightens the leather strap around him. You see he's has that junk buckle attached to his belt there that was given to him by the crew. And he whirls around, looks at you, Klik, and goes, "Throw it!"
18.
18, all right.
This could change everything.
You see, he's
Are we
he's
just gonna play
followed
this
it.
game all episode?
I know.
Yeah,
How many plates do you have, Guy?
I love a good mini game.
I will stop any of my plot notes for a mini game, especially when it's the NPCs. So then you see Relic aiming, and he kind of he's shaking it a little bit, and he's focused so hard, and right before he shoots, Andrew, I want you to roll a perception check, and
Who's Andrew? I'm just kidding.
Flute.
I'm a piece of shit.
And then that's it.
Not good. I was clearly way too nervous about losing this gold. I got a 5.
Cool. And just for fun, Moonboy and K.A.I, you can roll one as well. And tell me what you get.
5.
Great.
24.
Okay. Andrew, take your headphones off for just a tiny second. You see right before he's about to shoot, Goat just kind of puts her knee to the side just a tiny bit and just shoves the direction of the crossbow, this ballista, just a tiny little bit to the left there. As she can tell he is off and gonna miss and distracted, so she just nudges him, and it goes, "Fuku!" And then Andrew, you can come back in. You can come back in. And you see the ballista.
come
Flute,
back?
Flute,
Okay.
Flute, you see the ballista bolt just fly out into the distance and thunk through that plate, and that leaves it 2-1. And Relic's like, "I did it! I did it!" Whew. It looks, he goes, "I'm the gunner. I am the gunner on this ship."
Looks like we have a gunner already.
All right.
Glurp.
All right.
Congratulations, Relic.
Double or
And-
nothing. One last shot.
I know this is the happiest day of your life.
No, what are you talking about? I just do what I always do, he says, grinning.
Stop it,
Yeah.
Flute. Do you have a problem?
Good job,
No,
bud.
no more
Goat says,
gambling.
and pats you on the
I'll
head.
turn to Gluck and pat him on the shoulder and say, "Well, looks like you'll remain the lookout on this ship."
Okay, he hisses. He's like, "Does that mean I have to talk to Cobble? Because she's scary."
No,
She doesn't speak Crane.
she doesn't speak Kreen either. It's just gonna be me and Kai that you can really communicate with.
Hello.
Yeah.
Library.
Yes.
All of
Donde
them just
está el baño?
clicking away.
I will very begrudgingly count out 10 gold coins and give them over to Goat.
It's like, "Thank you. Great job, Relic," she says.
Yeah.
All right, well, anyway.
Faith in her boy.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
And with that, I think that I would love for Moonboy, you were the least involved in that scenario, so I'd love for you to roll a perception check here.
Oh. Shall.
as the ship is floating through this.
Wow, another 24.
All right, look at that. That's awesome. So yeah, as your ship is very carefully floating through this nest of vines and roots and like clods of dirt, and it's you see a inlay, like kind of like a dip to the side there that looks like since you got over 20, it looks like a tunnel. You can see that it's kind of been like torn away in a lot of the natural weaving together that these different plant matter does, and it has been covered with a few palms, a few larger leaves that have been carefully laid over it, and it's to the south side of the ship. Gosh dang, I'm sorry, Uncle Brenner. I legit spent time over the last week looking at the nautical terms. I was on vacation from work, and I was like trying to memorize nautical terms, and I can't figure out if it's port side or
Trying
not.
to
Port side
become
is
a
left.
17th century sailor over
Port
the
is
weekend.
left.
Yeah, truly.
Correct.
Port side is left. So over the port side, kind of like down below the crest of the ship, you see this tunnel that has been covered with leaves that has
Wow.
been kind of like torn away through the side of it.
Yeah, I imagine this kind of happens when after the excitement, you know, Moonboy kind of walks to the edge and puts an elbow on the railing around the ship, and he's like, "Boy, what an afternoon, eh, Moonboy? You're quite right, Moonboy." And wait, what the hell? There's a thing. And he zips back to the others immediately, and he's like, "There's a thing. I've spotted a thing. There's a hole or a tunnel, or it might be a trap or a secret cave of treasures. Come with me."
Do you know about a secret? I'll turn to Gluck and say, do you know anything about a secret hole of treasures?
Not
What
in this
is
area.
this?
He's like, I don't have this on my map. And,
I would like
yeah,
to message the captain almost immediately. Like, I think Moonboy is kind of mashing the thumb rune on his stone as all of this is happening. He's very proud of his discovery. He's like, "We could call it Moonboy's Hole, and people will come here and they'll remember when I found it."
Moonboy's
Well, that's canon, and it's never getting changed. So
What?
put
What's
it on
wrong
the
with
map, Josh.
What's the problem? Why is everyone laughing?
Well, what do you think, Cap? Into Moonboy's hole?
Is it
Yes.
big enough for a ship?
Why is everyone laughing? I think we could fit all of us and the ship into Moonboy's Hole.
Goat
There's
pats you on
plenty
the
of
back.
room in Moonboy's Hole.
Yeah. Flute, you should write a song about that one, Goat says. Write a song about Moonboy's Hole, right? You know, we've done this, we've gotten here.
Moonboy's Hole,
Why would you write a song about a hole?
covered in moss.
I'll explain later.
Oh, like an orifice.
Oh,
I
no.
understand.
Oh no, now I understand as well. No, it's got to be called something else. It's got to be
No.
what we'll call it.
Nope.
Now
The
that I
song's
think
already
about
in with the
it,
works.
most songs are about orifices, one way or another.
My God, he's right.
Goat says, hole
Happy
in the heart.
birthday.
Yeah, oh, gosh. Anyway. Yeah, so Klik, you can roll a history check with advantage. You can also roll a survival check with advantage, if you would prefer.
Okay.
As your buddy Gluck is helping you, giving you the advantage here as you all are kind of checking it out together.
Well, it's going to be a history check, and it's going to be a 17.
All right, cool. With the 17, you can tell that this is not made by a creature. It doesn't look like it was chewed away. It would look like it was hacked away with tools along the edge there, and especially because you can see twine put up over the leaves here. And Gluck looks at you and goes, He's like, yeah, we're getting close to the Goblin's territory. So he's like, I bet that was one of their cutters. They have these like tiny ships that they can't fly, but they run them along these corridors to be able to kind of create more pathways themselves, hide things, make traps, and this and that, have their own secret passageways. So it's probably a goblin cutter tunnel.
Moonboy, your hole is full of goblins.
If I had a nickel every time I heard that, well, another bunk hole, I suppose. Never mind.
Yeah. And
Keep your wits about you. We're in
dear.
goblin territory.
Another stinky hole.
Are we familiar with goblins, how they behave, things like that in this world, or have we not encountered goblins?
you can roll a history check for what you know about garden goblins. As you know,
Yeah.
there are goblins all over the place, and depending on
I
your
don't
check
even
here
really-
too, you can kind of like get information about what you know about where you're from of those goblins there, and then you can also get, if you roll really high, you can get information about goblins here in garden. Click,
like
you can do this with advantage.
13.
Okay.
Cool. With a 13, yeah, you know that a lot of times different. You've met some goblins that are great thieves. You've met some goblins that are great cooks. You know that goblins tend to be mischievous on Tohr, kind of like in and around where you know. On the Rock of Brawl, there's a gang of goblins that are specifically you can hire. They brag about breaking into any building there. And what did you get, Klik?
I rolled a 2 and then I crit it.
Oh,
So, natural 20.
Hell
I know goblins. I
love
know
how
these goblins. I know them well.
I love how the flavor of this is like you're getting it from advantage too. So like it's like you and Gluck being like, wait, do you think these goblins are? I know this about these. Like you guys are putting it together.
We're comparing
yeah.
goblin notes.
Goblin notes, yeah.
Gob facts.
And he's like, he's like, yeah. These with that crit, you know that these specifically the area that it's that you all are close to, and especially the area that leads the way with these cutter ships here, are goblins that if you want to open roll 20, I'm going to show you something here.
Sure.
But because these are specific goblins, and these are goblins from the Palace of the Skull Goblin King, is a phrase that you would know, Klik. That there is a section of garden that is ruled by someone named the Skull Goblin King, and that he resides over a palace here. And when you say that together, when you all work this out and you get this, you see Gluck almost effortlessly, like it's no big deal, pull out a small orb, like the one your old companion Talon has. This like looks like a marble encased in 2 gold rings. And it's like, yeah, this is, we're close to the Palace of the Skull Goblin King's territory. And this map projects itself out of this small orb, and you all can see what you see on the Roll20 map right here, which is a portion of the planet of Garden mapped out. It is... Klik, you would know this is a difficult place to map because you are moving three-dimensionally. You're moving in any direction, kind of like space. You're always trying to reorient yourself and figure out which pathway is going to lead you here. But you see this kind of like brown, earthen territory that has been really cleared back of a lot of growth, and where a larger clump of earth has been assimilated that would be referred to as the Palace of the Skull Goblin King.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Gluck's like, this is a good sign. It's the closest way down.
Down into Jadorian? We're going through the palace?
I mean, it's the quickest way down. There are other ways we could do it, but I thought if we were trying to get there quick, it's the quickest way down.
Are we going to run into trouble in here?
Well, I came through the Palace and the Skull Goblin King. Depends on how the Skull Goblin King feels about you when you go through. So, I mean, if we don't piss off the Skull Goblin King, we could probably make it through. But I don't know how you all will feel or interact with the Skull Goblin King. So,
Do you think the Skull Goblin King is friends with Powerface?
he says,
They might know each other. They both just. I feel like they run in similar circles. I can't put my finger on it.
What a sentence to get to
I
say.
know. I love it.
Can I say it one more time just for fun?
Do you think the Skull Goblin King is friends with Powerface?
All right. Well, I feel content about all the year and a half of this game we've played now. So Gluck is going to. He looks at you and is like, I mean, I just heard of Powerface when I met you all, so I don't really know.
Well, I mean, if this is the safest way in, then this is the way in. There's a lot of dangerous routes through Garden, and just not going through the palace doesn't mean we're going to get there safely.
Right.
Either way, so.
Palace of the Skull Goblin King, the chateau of the Troll Penis Prince.
I haven't heard of that one, Gluck says. Yeah, you see the Skull Goblin King's territory on his map. When it was lit up inside of this earthen cluster of garden, it had more. You can see it was highlighted by more of the earthen flavor of this world. This kind of like red-brown clusters of dirt pulled up, and on the other side here, on this other pod of space, it's very tightly interwoven. You can see the weaving gets even tighter than where you are here, and it looks like a section of crisscrossing tunnels, kind of like an anthill, if you were to view it from the side. So their catacombs only they don't go down directly, where I know the Skull Goblin King has a much quicker access to the center.
Well,
If you got through, how did you get through safely before?
I killed like 3 people for him.
Just like
Make
randoms?
do something?
No, I just fought with some of his crew for a while, and on a few cutting trips like this, and I earned my keep for a bit. He said I was all right, and I kept on going through.
Well, maybe you'll have some rapport with him on the way back through. I don't think we can risk the catacombs.
It will take longer. I will say that.
Forgive me, I haven't met many skull goblins or their kings, but what if he asks us to do something really nasty? I don't want to have to, hurt anyone who doesn't deserve it.
Ooh, Chad is telling me we lost a bit of that audio, so I'm just gonna go just tell you all real quick. Just a tiny little recap here. There are 2 sections of this planet that they can choose between. There's the Palace of the Skull Goblin King, and there are the Paracombs, which are much more regulated, tightly woven pathways that are controlled by a variety of different sects that so will take longer for them to go through, or they're facing the Skull Goblin King. So let me know in the chat if you have any questions. Cool, great.
Okay.
All right, so that we're back in.
Well, Klik, what do you think? You know your planet better than the rest of us.
In Garden, the most direct route is often the safest route. the less time we're spending on the road, the safer we are.
Fair enough.
I think we go into the deep, dark depths of Moonboy's hole.
Yes, it's full of goblins.
Going to have
I
to
am
face the goblins of Moonboy's hole, after all.
All right, great. So you all absolutely can kind of like shift your ship here. You give the word to Goliathan, and it can head down toward this hidden hole. As it breaches this,
The hidden hole.
as it breaches this layer, as the front part, the bits that stick out. See, I gotta remember ship terms. The bits that stick out from the front of the ship and crest this leafed area, you hear a very loud noise immediately as a bunch of bottles and cans smash together, and it makes a very loud kind of like warning sound, as it seems to be a trap that is harmless but is an alarm of sorts. Just like this racket of clashing together of things, and you can see the debris kind of fall to the ground as it drops as this cusp happens here. And
Knock, knock.
yeah. And it gets a little dimmer in here. There's like just a little bit more of a haze as the light from the outer world is, the deeper you go in, the more it is blocked off. And you are going deeper down into the Goblin King's territory, the Palace of the Goblin King. The first
Moonboy's
thing-
hole.
Moonboy's hole. The first thing you see in Moonboy's hole, as you again are in a tighter hole now, even like Cobble is like looking up and like touching some of the vines, like smaller vines that are dripping
Oh,
from
don't
there.
touch that.
Oh. You know,
Is this what you are all laughing about all the time? It's all about holes? It's all about intercourse?
Well,
Or-
when you put it like that.
No, it's just
It's
Yeah.
general. But
It's also a little about toilets. There's a lot.
Yes, sometimes.
Toilet is not intercourse.
But it does have a hole.
But sometimes intercourse is toilet.
shh, Kai,
My God.
we just set off the alarm.
There's so much that I do not know about the word.
Wisest among
We
us.
already
Sorry.
set off the alarm.
I'm sorry.
Next time someone asks me to explain what D&D is, I'm just gonna play this clip.
Just give him
Like
that
it.
clip.
Yeah. And then there's dice, but you really don't need them.
They're mainly just for buying.
And wanting to buy.
Yeah,
So you,
planning to buy.
as you all are going down through this space, I would love for two people to make perception checks.
Moonboy is very interested in that. He feels like this is his discovery, so I would like to think that he's at the front, kind of.
Yeah, you want to find out what's in your hole? Absolutely.
He wants to find what's in that.
It's not often that
I'm
you
12.
get to
I'm
you get
12.
So you're on home.
to watch your own colonoscopy live. It's incredible.
Well, listen.
What an
Moonboy's
experience.
so fascinated that he's rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
That's
It's his very
28.
magic school bus. Sorry, I rolled a 19.
Great. So yeah, Moonboy up at the front, excited, kind of like with his glowing shoes, helping light up the front of the ship here and light up this area. And Klik, you right there beside him. You can see, as you all are going carefully, and Goliath over the Rocky Talk is like, all right, well, keep me updated if there's anything, we need to. I don't know if I can turn this thing around. I can back up quickly, but I can't move. I can't turn this thing around, so just keep me updated if there's anything on either side. And we need to quickly evacuate Moonboy's hole, one way or the other. That was
For
a joke
show.
for me. Yeah,
Copy that, Goliathan.
And,
I'm glad that this is catching on.
and as you see, hear this direction from Goliath and Moonboy in front of you, you see something immediately. Like you're kind of like intently looking. You see this round shape that is attached to the wall there, and with the glow of your shoes, if you will, you don't even need to. You're just kind of like turning a corner gradually, and it's there, and you can immediately tell Moonboy, as you feel responsible for your hole and for the group's travel in it. You can see that there is a ship of some sort, and if you point it out, Gluck, your green Kreen friend, would immediately point out, yeah, that's one of the cutters. That's one of the Goblin devices that they use to carve holes like these. It's like they usually are moving, so we might have a jump on them, or there might not be any in there.
Any particular? They'd just be sleeping if they're stopped. There's not some terrible reason they're stopped.
I don't know. Maybe it's broken. Their cutters take a lot of mechanics, a lot of pulleys, levers, blades. So,
will they attack us on sight?
I mean, it depends on which goblins are in there.
Well, maybe we could kind of hail them. Do we have a hailing beacon?
Relic.
Why don't you fire up the hailing beacon?
He's like, yeah, I'm the ballista shooter. I know I've got that covered. And he is going to pull out a piece of cloth and wrap it around the end and of one of the ballistas. And before anyone, he lights it on fire quickly. He just like has a match and lights it on fire.
Okay.
That's not usually how we... Okay.
Is it not? Is he not doing it right? He just did it so confidently.
No, I think he's improvising.
Maybe
I
a
was
warning
buying it.
shot? Maybe something just next to the...
Well, yes, we're not trying to hit them, you see, right? Like,
We're
just
trying
wanted
to
see
hail
how-
them, not fire a warning shot.
He's like, I'm the ballista shooter, and this is what we do. He says, like, nervously
Don't
looking at
think
you all kind of
that's-
like, you can tell. He's like,
I don't think that's the official title for that, right?
No, Relic.
Ballista shooter.
Okay, are you all stopping him from doing this? Because he's, like, actively trying to, like, confidently go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Stop. This is
Stop
the way
it.
to do
I
Relic.
don't want to fight unless we have to.
I'm gonna lean in towards Relic and be like, Relic, if you need to take 5 minutes, that would be okay.
Roll a
Okay.
persuasion check real quick.
12.
All right. He looks at you and he's like, I'm good. I'm just going to put this out, and I'll keep an eye on things. He says, I'm just trying to be on top of it.
I'm gonna have Bessner get him a glass of water.
Yeah, your little mechanical hummingbird comes out of nowhere with this just like very small halfling-sized cup for me. He's like, cheers, buddy. And he kind of
Anyway.
nods and steps back. Yeah. Yeah. How do you all want to beacon over there?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does anybody have?
I mean, how close will we pass by it if we just zip by
I
it?
can make my body glow. And just kind of
Make your body
be noticeable. Just kind of
I-
throw my ass in a circle.
I too am technically casting the light cantrip even now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's if you all want to approach it with the light cantrip, and you can.
We're just kind of sailing by it, right? It's embedded in the wall.
Can you describe this ship to us?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you all, I kind of like auto stopped you where you all see it and you all do not approach. So I'm gonna call it that you all are 180 feet away from it right now. And if you want to approach more, you absolutely can. But what the scene that you see right now is this circular ship and it is clearly built of wood, like boards fastened together in this orb-like shape, and it is attached to the wall, and you can see that it is attached to the wall by different mechanical arms, basically, that all have different clamps on the end of them. So it looks like it looks like a bunch of tiny tentacles off the side of an orb that are attached to the wall.
Very cool.
Fascinating. Goblin tech.
I suppose I'm going to try to hail them. Captain, this is the Star Man calling in. I don't know if anybody remembers, but that's my CB handle. It's the Moonboy. I'm just kidding, Captain. It's the Moonboy. Can you get us a little closer?
Absolutely.
To the ship.
Yep. How much closer do you want to get to it?
What do you think, guys?
I can send a telepathic message if we're within.
How many goblins
Rachel,
fit?
I didn't
let's pause
hear
real
that. I
quick.
couldn't
Yeah,
hear
hold on,
Rachel.
Rachel, you cut out for just a second. Rachel, back to anyone? Can you test real quick?
Say something. Rachel?
She's like glitching.
Yep,
on
I
my
had
feed.
connection issues. I am
Oh,
back.
there we go.
Oh, great, easy. No problem. Okay, what were you saying?
I said I can send a telepathic message if we get within 25 feet, but that's pretty close.
Take
I
us.
mean, what's the plan? Is just to sort of roll by like we belong here?
I think we're going to wave at them, and then maybe
Sure.
they can get us an audience with the king, and we ask him, and I don't know. Or we could just slip by, I suppose, and put it off.
Yeah, let's just keep
slide
slipping.
by.
Okay.
All right, cool. As you all move by here, I'm not going to make you roll for this because it is not hard to see as you move past it. You know, you're ready. There's the ballista that is ready to go. Gluck is standing there as well, ready to pounce, and all of you all are armed and ready to kick ass. And it's just quiet as you slink up next to it, and it's pretty easy to see why once you get up next to it, as the back half of this orb seems to have large lashes through it. These almost diamond shaped, more like oval, like a line, like a large gigantic whip, or like an arm bashed down through it. You would think they were maybe claw marks, except they're not exact enough. It's not a pattern of claws. It's more of just these marks all over this orb, and some of them are more circular, so it seems like large roots, maybe something of that nature, plunged into this here. And if you all want to investigate this more, or just keep going by, you can after the break here. We are at 9:15, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break where we drink, or we pee, and then we'll be back here in just a second. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and we'll see you
yeah.
on the other side of this break. Talk to you soon. Hi, hello. We are back here. So you all are. Before we get going here, I want to shout out to this map you can see over here, which I think is. Let's see if I can do it point right. Nope, over here. Is by Joshua Smith. The Every Map a Story on Instagram. He is doing maps of these topographical 3D maps of this weird planet. He's so talented in making these maps. So we're gonna get more of these from him that you all can use, that you all have access to these map bits. So, shout out to Joshua Smith. It's very good. I love them so much. So, you all are on your ship going through one of these tight tunnels here. You can even see on your map where the dinger is currently as you all are moving through this area. You know that the green area on your left is the pericoms, and the wide blob on your right that is like reddish is the area of the Palace of the Goblin King. But in this moment here, you all are all out on deck on your ship, and you are moving past a goblin cutter, this small, not flying ship that is attached to the walls and the different vines of the planet that is around you, that is used to dig tunnels for the goblins in this area. And you have noticed that it has holes plunged into it, these like lacerations on the back half of it, and there seems to be no light on this ship, and it's just sitting there. So you all can continue on if you'd like to. You can investigate this more from the ship, or you can investigate the ship itself if you'd like.
What do we think? Should we take a look, or should we keep going?
I don't think we wait to find out what did those.
Sure.
Should we ask the captain?
Maybe he'd know better.
You hear Goliath over the rock duck. I ain't never been this deep in the garden before, so I trust Gluck out there more than me with this. I know flying. I don't know this.
Would I recognize the patterns of any of the monsters in garden?
You can do a survival check or a history check with advantage.
Okay. Well, that's 12 for the history check.
Great. It could be a lot of different things. You know that the frog humans mentioned before, these like giant frogs have tentacles that could have done this. You know that maybe a large shambling mound can have done this as well. There are a variety of monsters here with tentacles that can do that.
Well, it could have been any number of things, but none of them that we want to tangle with right now.
What do you think, Gluck?
He looks at it and goes, I mean, that's just textbook frog hemoth right there. You know, it just got him, caught up to him.
A frog hemoth?
Yeah.
The heck do you do about something like that?
Kill it. I mean, I don't know. Start a fire, scare it away. That doesn't work very often. They're not that scared of fire, but it works sometimes. I don't know. You guys look pretty tough. You can take it. I'm not worried about it.
Can we outrun them?
Maybe not in here. They tend to get the jump.
Because of their frog.
Yeah.
I get it.
I forgot about other frogs. I just am mostly used to these that don't jump very well. But
I think
you're right. That is, yes. I mean, that's my guess. Who knows?
Well,
I suppose we should keep going, unless we're so afraid of the frog hemoth that we want to turn around, but I don't see another option.
I think we can take it out.
Easy.
And then we've done a favor for the Skull King. You know?
there you go.
Or maybe he was friends with it and he'll be mad.
That's a good point.
We'll look for a collar or something.
Well, it did
John-
smash up this goblin ship.
See if it responds to whatever seems like the most obvious name. Brunhilde.
Banjo.
Or like banjo.
So these frog
Banjo.
behemoths, they hide in the vines and then ambush?
Yeah, they're not too fast, so that's exactly specifically what they do to get their prey.
Perhaps
Keep
we
an
could
eye out.
flush it out?
So how would we do something like that?
I could make one of these cutters and run it in front of our ship. You
Could make one of
magic.
these? Oh.
With magic.
That's a good idea, actually.
That's a good idea. Maybe give us a little bit of warning.
Windrider, you've done it again.
It's just Flute, right?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm Flute
Right
right now.
Can we talk to Windrider?
Yeah, I suppose, but I mean, I know the spell. I learned it in Bard College.
Oh, all right. Well,
We don't need
Flute,
Windrider.
Flute, you've done it for once. I suppose.
I'll be kind of disappointed. I could run at 120 feet in front of the ship.
That's a great idea. It's just I'm used to Windrider doing these sort of cool things. When you do it, it's, I guess, fine. Good job.
Heartbreaking.
I'll kind of like.
Gluck looks at you two very confused. It's like, what's happening?
These two people.
It's creating a
that we
diversion.
know of. Right.
Oh, with Windrider? You don't want to
Yeah.
know.
Right.
Just check his belt. That's his name.
Yes, it's just
It
call him
changes.
whatever's on his belt.
Okay. All right. Do we trust one of them
I'll
more
show
than the
him
other?
the belt that
No.
has the
Kind
little
of.
flipping thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. He like looks at it.
Wait, this side just says Stussy.
I'll ask Gluck, what sort of sounds does a cutter make?
He.
Because I've never heard one, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
Just
think-
trying to
I'm
picture a
thinking-
Kreen making a frog sound.
Or no, not the frog, the cutter, the ship.
Oh,
the goblin
sure.
ship.
But perhaps even more unsettling, a crane
Yeah.
making a ship noise.
Yes. What
Is
if
it-
we had the cutter make the frog's noise, and then it would be confused.
Or you
Is
could
it like
honestly...
a clattering, like a clanking, mechanical?
He points to Besner and like has Besner this mechanical hummingbird that is K.A.I.'s familiar, and he kind of like points to that. And he's like, it's kind of like that, but bigger.
All right. Well, should I do it?
I think you should do it.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
Goliath, and we're
You wanna
going
load
to try
a
and
bolt
lure
up?
out a froghemoth. Stand by.
If everyone wants to get ready, if this thing pounces out, do you have any more of those matches, Relic?
Yeah, I got a couple more. Yeah.
It would have been funny if it was his last match in the world that he used for the dumb thing.
No, I got one.
Cool. Yeah, I'll wait till everyone's ready and Relic has his ballista loaded, and then I will use Major Image and create a cutter 120 feet in front of us that's kind of clattering along the wall, and I'm making it make mechanical noise, and I'm imagining that there's like little toots of smoke coming out, as it's like making its way kind of falteringly along the wall 120 feet in front of us.
Oh, he's good.
It's very cool.
Toots
Like
of
a cutter
smoke
to me.
and Toots of smoke in Moonboy's hole. Yeah, you.
But I will look over my shoulder and kind of idly be like, also, I suppose we're assuming it's in front of us and not hiding in back of us?
I suppose we'll find out one way or another. But this is very cool. I'm going to tell Windrider.
Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah, you see, that's exactly what you see, and it moves across like a crab a little bit, just kind of like skittering here and there, but moving kind of like side to side, as it attaches itself to vines. That's the image that it takes on here, and Gluck like throws over a couple suggestions every once in a while for you to just like change the image just a little bit to be more accurate here and there. And he's like, yeah, you use these to, just kind of like chip away holes like this, and then put a little a couple of saws at the front there, because it kind of like carves the path like teeth.
Oh.
And
What if it played music, like the ice cream truck?
Is that something they do?
Terrifying.
I've heard of goblin vehicles that dispense cold treats.
They're-
They emit along the way a horrible goblin chant.
I suppose I've heard of that too, but isn't it usually a trick?
Yes, you scream, we scream. We all scream because we've been captured by goblins.
I suppose the extra noise would be helpful. I'll make this sort of wretched noise, these sort of goblin-esque sounds.
Yeah, they get stuck in your head immediately. Yeah, and Gluck looks at you and is like, "Wait, I thought you said you hadn't been to the Palace of the Skull Goblin King. He's got little carts with frozen treats all around.
Oh, he likes
case you
ice
need
cream.
He loves frozen treats. That's
Let me know if we get attacked, and Kai is going to start feverishly working on an ice cream treat with which to bribe the Skull Goblin King, who now canonically loves ice cream.
Please let this work.
He said frozen treats. It
Frozen
could
treats.
be, it could
It could
be
be
rats
anything.
and ice blocks.
It could
you
be
don't know
anything.
what it is.
We'll prepare a few.
It's probably quite likely rats and ice blocks.
Yeah.
No, that's hack. Come on. We need something new.
Goblin hat.
those were pretty trendy a few years ago, from what I've heard, but we don't know anymore.
They went the way of the cake pop.
Yeah. Bat pea flavored otter pops or something. I can do this for 10 minutes, which I will.
What, talk about
What,
goblin treats? I can do it.
I could do it forever. For so much longer than you. You call yourself a comedian.
The major image.
You lack. That's always been your problem, Ovredahl. You lack stamina.
Look, I can riff for 10 more minutes and then I'm done. All right?
It's weird to hear Kai addressing you down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy, sorry.
Sometimes we blend. I'm sorry.
Crying.
You all have been so funny these last 3 episodes that I've done
Hey.
nothing, and it's great because I have all of these things to do. But
Arlen, you are the field upon which we dance. You are the sun in the sky
There it is.
That's a good thing.
yeah, that's
in our lungs.
I just imagine me laying back, being like,
Ah, my face! Ah, the cleats!
You are the basement we take mushrooms in.
okay. So,
But seriously, Kai is making ice cream for a Goblin King.
great, and you have this major image out in front of you as well, and the I would love to have you, Andrew, do a performance check. I'd love to have Flute do a performance check for this. Moonboy, we've established you as the kind of lookout here in Klik, so I'd love to have both
I've
of
got
you
a sharp
do
eye.
perception checks. And then Kai, I would love to have you do whatever, or I would love to have you use whatever you think you would be using to make ice cream.
I would be using
Ice
my cooking supplies, clearly.
Great. I would love to have you use your cooking supplies to do an ice cream check.
9 on the perception check.
Great. Gluck is kind of being a little too chatty with you, and it's distracting you. And he's like, "Yeah, I know. I mean, this, it's crazy that we're going back in this way. It's pretty cool that I knew all this about cutters. You know about the Goblin King Palace too. That's crazy." Moonboy, what did you get?
26.
Amazing. And then Flute, what did you get?
Holy smokes. Also a 26.
Whoa.
You, You all almost forget that this large magical illusion is ticking away in front of you because it just so you see it interacting with the vines a little bit, just like making them move and sway as the image pulls itself along them. And Moonboy, you are the first one to notice a awful smell. And you can see as the kind of like light around this artificial illusion, Malzor comes up top for a second and it's just like very clean and it's like, what's that fragrance? Goes back down quickly. And
Looking good, MZ.
you see this, smell this awful smell, and you quickly see what it's coming from as the light cresting from the ship shows you see a head of what looks like a gigantic frog, just rotting away at the bottom of this cut-out, carved pipeline that you all are flying this ship down right now.
Wow. The Moonboy points it out immediately and kind of points his finger in the air and takes it away, and there's like you can see a little point of light remaining there, and if you look down the point of light, you can see the frog critter.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
I'll be like, Relic, there.
He shoots. He like pulls it up and he shoots it, and it. I'm gonna see if he hits it. Oh, it's very easy to hit, and he misses. It just like flies down next to it. But
Plates today, Relic. Plates.
he had. He's like, Klik, throw a plate.
Rats.
Can I chuck a plate at the froggy?
Yes, absolutely. Please do.
Can I also steer my illusory cutter so that it starts going towards this frog head, like with its saws and everything?
Absolutely. Klik, if you want to chuck a plate at it, roll a d20 and add your dexterity or strength.
Oh boy. 21 to hit.
Ooh! Ooh!
The plate goes up and just smashes into the head of this froghemoth, and right as it's making contact, Goat has reloaded for Relic, and Relic shoots a ballista, and it goes right through the plate into the head of this froghemoth. And then you notice when this ballista bolt goes into it, it does not move at all, and it also does not move at all when you move this ship over to it. It does not even react or flinch.
Sorry, I missed what happened with the plate. My connection broke up.
It worked.
You nailed
Relic hit, but it didn't move. It doesn't seem to be afraid of the cutter, nor does it care that it got shot in the head.
It didn't react at all. Yeah.
Does it appear to be alive, or are we shooting at a statue?
You can roll a investigation check, but I need to know how you're lighting, because it's about 30 feet down from you right now. So if there's a way you can light it.
Put a sphere of light on it, I thought, right?
No. I was just pointing, just right here. Just right in front
sorry.
of us.
I thought he was.
Yeah. Are you flying down to it?
I can't make light.
I
Do we
can
have
do that.
Do we have headlights?
You could put fire on the end of a ballista or something. It's not great.
We can't tell him it's a good idea now. It would be sending mixed messages.
I guess we could just keep going. I mean, it's not moving.
Yeah. Why wake sleeping? Let sleeping frogs lie.
I'm not really participating because I'm working very hard on Goblin ice cream.
Cool. All right, Andrew. Flute. You can do a perception check in this dim light if you want, but it's harder. So.
I'm still holding the results of that ice cream roll. By the way,
Moonboy is going to.
We'll get to it. I promise.
Okay.
The Moonboy is going to How close are we to this thing?
About 30 feet. maybe.
He's
No,
going
I would
to-
say 50. You're about 30 feet down from it, but you're about 50 feet diagonally.
He's going to very bravely get within 20 feet of it using his flight and light cantrip, and he is going to illuminate Flute's check.
Okay, cool.
Dirty
roll-
20.
Great. With that, Jordan, can Moonboy roll a dexterity saving throw?
Guess it's not
Yes.
statue. Thanks, Moons.
You rat.
You're gonna get.
Dexterity saving throw. That's a 12.
Cool. Nothing bad happens because that was an absolute bogus check just to spook you.
I thought you were gonna get
Oh.
tongue hemathed over there.
Alright.
Son of a
Thought you were gonna get.
child of bitch.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as pranks are on the table.
Especially with that, especially with the natural 20 there. You go down. You're ready for anything, and there's just kind of like a from it that maybe spooks you for a second, but it's shifting a little bit as the ballista had kind of sliced through a little bit of a vine that had it in its position, so it just kind of shifts a little bit, and you, Flute, can tell that it is extremely dead. It is, when it shifts a little bit, you can see the head is severed. The eyes are completely gone. There are just tiny little insects and some like slugs moving around its head. There's a vine that's like growing through it, and this is a very dead froghemoth.
Gluck,
Wow.
what here would kill a froghemoth?
Do I know?
You can roll with advantage. Absolutely. Click.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. 19.
19?
Yeah.
Gluck's like, I don't know anything. And you, Klik, would specifically know that froghemoths are kind of the top of the food chain as far as monsters go.
Uh-oh.
I know of nothing that could kill a froghemoth in this way.
What about a bigger, angrier froghemoth?
I don't think they're known to attack their own, but it's possible.
Not that I know of. I mean, maybe the goblins really got on top of it and were able to saw its head off, but like even then, they would probably.
Is it cut
Yeah.
cleanly or is it like pulled?
Ooh, you gotta get a little closer to ask that question.
Okay.
If you want to jump down there with it, you
Nope.
absolutely can. Okay, cool.
Super don't want to do that. Don't want to get knee deep in froghemoth brains. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well,
I'll let you do the check from there, but it's difficult. Like, it's
Sure.
much harder. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But you can do a perception check from there.
7.
Cool. Yeah, it's hard to see from there. It is just clearly a head alone. It's like rotted enough away that that it's.
Do I see Klik trying to see something?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I just trying to see how it separated its head. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
I'll go look.
I'm gonna try to get a little closer and get a better look at this head separation. See if it's clean.
Great, you can roll an investigation check.
How long have I had my major image out?
3-4 minutes.
Woof. 9.
Great. With the 9, it definitely has been like it's definitely been severed. You know, like
I
you can
can't
see there's a couple of parts of it that look different than other parts of it, so there's not some like unifying clue to how it was detached.
I don't know. It's scary. I'm coming back. Oh, it smells.
Whatever did this, we don't want to be here long.
I come back and I land on the deck of the dinger.
I'm going to shift my major image into a froghemoth based on the head that I saw, and the froghemoth will be like clambering through the vines 120 feet ahead of
That's
us.
a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Smarty pants.
And kind of like croaking and ribbiting.
Hemothing and frogging while it frogs.
All right, we'll continue on.
Yeah.
All right.
They say in space you can't smell anything, but I could smell it. I could taste it too. It was bad.
Did you eat it? You didn't eat
No,
it, did you?
I promise I didn't eat it, but you could you see, moon children have an enhanced tasting. We can taste around corners and
Taster and corn.
through
Tasting
time.
around.
External taste.
I taste colors that you can only dream of.
Probably. It's... Mantis eyes aren't great for seeing true color.
Yeah.
It's mostly heat signatures and...
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand what yellow is. Glove says, like, I know that yellow, like, has a, I don't know, there is a sweetness to it, but a sickness to it as well.
Yeah,
It's great. Sometimes
Yeah.
I sit around and look at yellow all day.
All right, rub it in, Moonboy.
You think that's good? Try teal.
With this last bit here, you see that like, this last bit of this grinded out pathway that's been created by this cutter. You can see it opening up a little bit to where the grinded out part, this cut section, is coming to an end, and there's a wider opening, a kind of like pocket of space. And I assume that you send this froghemoth illusion out there first. Andrew, since you've switched it, I would love to have you roll a performance check here, as you are kind of directing this image of the froghemoth to have your magic seem as natural and as realistic as possible here.
It's one of the two things I'm good at is flute. Oh, but that was bad. Ooh.
Great.
You can't say that as you're rolling dice.
Yeah.
They'll make fun of you.
And,
It's still a 17 though, because I have a plus 12.
Okay, great.
Nice. What?
And I want to get Klik, take a second to think about how you would be. The ship is going to be holding itself back here from this entrance. I assume. Like I feel like this is. I'm just sure. From how you all described it, you're kind of like
Standard,
sending this as a dummy
Yeah,
up first.
operating protocol.
sorry.
I think
read English
Goliath
on
would
these
kind of
days.
pause at the breach point.
Right. So Moonboy and Klik, I would love to hear get a skill check from you on how you are helping this moment happen, how you are helping the ship stay back, hidden in this hallway here. Think about it for just a second. Before we do that, Aaron, I would love for you to give us a little bit of flavor and also the dice roll of you making ice cream.
Well, K.A.I is down in the kitchen. There are sounds coming from there, and blasts of cold air coming from under the door. I rolled a 28, and you better believe I'm going to use a flash of genius to make it a 33.
Oh my god.
I will. If given the opportunity to burn an ability to roll above 30 for ice cream, I choose violence.
So good.
33 to make ice cream.
I love it. That's probably the highest roll we've ever seen in this game.
A 33 to make ice cream. Okay,
15
Aaron,
plus 13 plus 5.
Such clean dice.
Aaron, this counts as all sauce. So, if that's
Ice
okay.
cream
If
dammy
that's-
is very funny. Candle. I believe you just hit creamies.
Crazies.
Crammies?
Oh man.
Amazing. It's
do you
all
feel
sauce
okay about
flavored
that?
ice cream.
Do I feel okay about it?
Yeah. Or do you want
Absolutely.
to just leave? Okay, cool. So there can be a portion of this ice cream that you can give to the crew that will give them abilities or give them
Right.
a boon. It's like basically a
Sure.
potion. Because you have created, K.A.I has created this sauce that is unlike no other that he refers to as the all sauce that allows you to give players boons.
This
But
is the all cream.
I would love for you to be able to, like, in your in your over 30 here, you get all of this stuff, but you can either do it now or you can just tuck this in your pocket for later. That you have created quite the spread.
We can
of
do both.
ice cream. Okay.
I will come out as if it is very important with little cones to give their like sort of miniature cones of ice cream, and I will present them to the crew and be like, it is my finest creation. It is beautiful. It is the synthesis of magic and food. It is everything. It is a moon orchid rock milk gelato with an inverted all sauce swirl in a waffle cone of cold with a Fenrosian chocolate tip and peanuts.
Penis?
Peanuts.
Peanuts. It's an ancient fruit from a forgotten planet.
Try
My
it.
goodness, no sooner have I claimed to have strange moon tongue tasting abilities than you dare to put them to the test, K.A.I, you old rascal.
You must not speak. You must eat it now, quickly. I have to know.
Klik,
Do so.
Klik removes her mask and attempts to eat ice cream in a cone with mandibles, and is just sort of pinching at it. Like it's just,
It's sort of small, so you could probably
yeah,
just eat it
it's
all in one
just
Moonboy,
scraping at the sides of it.
Oh my god, trying to eat ice cream by pinching it is like the most visceral.
So messy. Like,
Biting it.
I felt frustration. I was
Moonboy takes a single lick of this, and his pupils dilate instantly. And it seems as though he goes a million miles away. And he says, as though to no one,
It tastes like everything.
Quick shout out to Jason Wardell, who is
the
crushing
ice cream music man.
the ice cream euphoria music right now.
seriously.
Just in case anyone who's here does not know, we have Jason Wardell on the keys, who improvises a live score every night, and the fact that he has ice cream euphoria music is
So good.
cool. So you all
Klik looks up from her cone, covered in ice cream, and goes, "It's a masterpiece."
It's my greatest creation.
And I'm trying to control the frog, but now I'm very distracted. I'm like, okay, could I have one? Could I try one? And I'm
may.
kind of one-handedly controlling this frog illusion.
What do you think, Flute? Intercourse or toilet?
Oh my god.
That's how K.A.I starts ranking everything. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
on a scale of intercourse, of toilet to intercourse. I'm trying to understand humans.
Oh yeah, I'll take a lick. I'll be like, definitely not toilet.
Not toilet.
This is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Flute.
If the goblin, Skull Goblin King loves creams, I'd like some iced. Boy, it's gonna blow him away.
Oh man.
Thank you, everyone.
I
You've
can't.
done it again.
I can't wait for that whole every piece of that encounter to be circumvented by a 33 roll on ice cream. It's gonna be miraculous. I'm so excited about it already.
I'm just gonna
Stay tuned,
breeze
y'all. It'll
right
be great.
through.
Yeah.
It's very important ice cream.
So you you all have, had your ice cream. You've had the moment. Kai, you're out there as well, and you kind of recover almost by, Gluck being like, look, and Moonboy, Klik, how are you? What skill are you using to affect the hiddenness or the stealthiness of the ship?
I would like to
Or anything in this moment. Sorry, I don't want to limit it to that.
I would like to roll perception to kind of just spot for the edges and keep it within, close enough to the edge that we can see out, but not close enough to be seen.
Got it.
I'm giving it the old hold, come, hold, hold.
Cool.
And Klik is cooperating with Moonboy. It's going to make an acrobatics or athletics check just to maneuver the sails and try and do some fine point sailing when we're in this small cave.
I love that 1-2 punch of like if you're like parallel parking team. Yeah. Moonboy, what did you get for that roll?
Let's roll it. Oof! Wow, 26, but it was almost a 10. It was a 26 though.
Look at that, Moonboy. You can see that you need to keep it kind of inside of this funnel lip that goes out into this wider cavern, and especially because there are 2 pathways that also seem to have been carved out in a similar fashion. That look onto this, and in order for you to not be visible from anything in those 2 pathways, the room seems empty. There's just like this large, very tightly woven together floor almost to this space, and it goes up and around as well. It looks like a woven nest of sorts. Like nest is the wrong word because I don't want to imply that it's nest, but just has that woven together organic quality to it. What's up? Sorry, your question?
Is Flute's illusory froghemoth out there in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Klik, what did you get on your check?
I rolled an 18.
Hell yeah, amazing. So yeah, you keep that thing. You keep your ship tight there as you need to pull it forward. Goat is helping you as well, kind of like down below with a couple of like ropes as she is pulling and finessing it. Cobble is even up top, like jumps on a rope here and there for you to almost drift the ship right up to the edge here. So you all have a good vision of the room, but nothing has a good vision of you. And you see, as you all are sitting there watching the froghemoth come, a very large, what looks like a roper to you almost, as it shoots out of one of these tunnels when it sees the froghemoth. And it goes soaring toward the froghemoth, but you quickly recognize that it is not a roper because attached to the back of these tentacles is a big spiral shell. And you would recognize it as the ship of a mind flayer, as it jets out at Spelljammer speed toward this froghemoth and whoosh right through the illusion.
Oh god!
And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh no!
No! We spent too long making whole jokes, and now we don't get to fight.
Quick, do mind flayers like ice cream?
We get another week to worry about mind flares. Holy shit! Oh no! Okay. It's on.
Okay.
We knew this was gonna happen at some point.
All right.
Man.
You got a second opportunity to be the sinker, Flute. Oh my goodness, what an episode. How terrifying is that ending?
Truly. Ugh, God, it's so... Harlan, you're so good at making me want to play for another 2 hours.
Well, that's probably the nicest thing. That's like probably the main compliment I fish for as a DM, so I really appreciate that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, good game, y'all. I am thoroughly, as usual, impressed with the ballet dance of your decision making. It just
Holy moly.
treats you all so
What
well.
a generous way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, but truly, Klik, those last 2 rolls, we didn't even know how important they were.
Yeah,
That's true.
that was glad
And
we,
they came together pretty nicely. So at least we'll maybe have an upper hand. I don't know.
well, and having the froghemoth gave us the peek at what was going to come through.
At least
so.
to charge
true.
that instead
The
of
trap,
us.
the
Yeah.
trap has been sprung, and it was not sprung on us, which is good. So
Whatever happens, we have the ice cream.
We have the olive cream.
Oh yeah, we get some kind of a stat buff.
Oh, that's
from eating
right.
it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys get temporary hit points.
sweet.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
I imagine that'll come up soon.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, Aaron and I will figure it out. So just don't let us forget, Andrew. I know that you won't. Don't let's forget that you all will start the next encounter with temporary hit points.
Shall not
You
forget.
should be immune to cold damage too for 1 minute.
Because of the ice cream.
Moonboy has mind flayers in his hole.
And there's your episode title.
Gotta clean this.
Oh
whole
God, we've got
There's
full
a
hentai.
dead froghemoth in here.
Moonboy's hole. That'll
You
be
gotta
the
clean this out. Oh yeah, Moonboy's Hole is the name of this episode. We haven't used the Moonboy art yet. It's perfect. It's not being called anything
Oh,
else.
geez, we didn't throw up the new K.A.I art.
Oh yeah, you want to just do it for fun here?
Let's
I wanna
do
see
it,
it.
absolutely.
No,
I
let's
wanna
do it when
see it.
let's do it when he's fighting in the next
Okay.
episode. I don't know.
Can I see it though? Can we put it
Yes,
in the
I
roll
will
20?
show you.
I defer to.
Well, we're keeping
Wait.
secrets from chat. I want to say thank you for hanging out with us tonight, and some more big thank yous to Jason Wardell, who crushed the live soundtracking as always, and to our stream director, K.A.I of Tiger Moon Productions. And one big thank you to all of our patrons and our subscribers. You make this possible. You make sure that we can pay the people that make this stream extra, which is people like Jason and Case.
Join our Discord. Come hang out on our
And
Discord.
every Mappa story as well. You make all of that possible. So join the Discord. Come hang out with us. Join the Patreon if you want to support the show. Or just subscribe to the channel if you're a big fan. All of that helps get this done.
Truly, every little piece. Great, yeah. Don't forget there is part 2 of Jordan, the Andrew's Duster game that he's running on Occupied Hex that Jordan is playing in, and Brennan Lee Mulligan will be on the dungeon with us on Thursday at a special time of 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So don't worry, we'll bother about all those things on our social media. So you can follow us there if you want reminders. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Thanks everybody. Great game.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.